Hey, so it's nearly December, and you know what that means, right? Is it's fucking Christmas, yeah? And Christmas is the best time of year for stupid little craft projects and tiny, stupid themed video projects and photo projects that you had no intention of really doing, except when a drunken haze caught you and you thought, hey, that would be a good idea, and then you went and told people about it, so you weren't allowed to just forget about it the next morning in a hungover phase. You have your friends reminding you that you said you would do this thing, and so now you feel socially obliged to do this thing because you have a crippling fear of letting anyone down. So that results in requiring for one of your various themed projects for, you know, reasons, tiny, tiny Santa hats. Aren't they fucking cute? Anyway, get rid of them. So you need tiny, tiny Santa hats. And I was like, where does one buy tiny, tiny Santa hats? But then my father, the enabling being that he is, pointed out that one does not buy tiny Santa hats. One goes to a craft store, buys some felt and some cotton wool things and makes them, because we are crafty people. Anywho, so I suddenly found myself needing to make, for reasons, 12 tiny Santa hats. Now, I looked online to find a tutorial for making Santa hats and could only find quite serious tutorials about making proper Santa hats with, like, you know, cutouts and templates and, you know, needles and pins and stuff. And I was like, dude, I've got shit to do. I have a job and want to play video games in my spare time. I don't want to spend all of my spare time making tiny Santa hats for a stupid joke project that will probably fall flat anyway and no one will get and only you will find funny. So, you know, essentially, I didn't want to spend very much time making these Santa hats. Fortunately, I found a way to make them quite quickly without too much hassle, and I thought maybe the internet would like to know about this super quick, hassle-free way of making tiny Santa hats. So I thought I would show you. So if your life requires tiny Santa hats, this is the place for you. Okay? Okay. I've never made a video before like this. So I do not really have the camera set up, nor do I know how one does the camera setup for making tutorials, like those people who like have the setup that looks down at the desk and they can do the crafting on the camera. I don't have that, and I don't have anything that'll hold my phone at an angle that is necessary. So this is gonna be me just kind of describing to you how to make it. I'm not really gonna show you. I have some things to show you so you can see what it should be looking like at certain points, but I do not have the setup to do this on camera. This is just me flailing wildly. I'm going to describe step by step what to do and you can just follow along with me. Okay, tiny Santa hat project. Step 1. First, you need your materials, and again, this is quite an easy project, so you don't need too many things. But what you do need is some felt, some red felt and some white felt, obviously. Then go over there. You also require the cotton wool for the little bobble on the top. Now you can use kind of whatever you have that is relevant. You can actually use cotton wool pad bud things. I found these, which are way too big, but we'll deal with that later. But yeah, some kind of cottony wool sort of thing. You'll need some tools, and the tools I use are a pair of scissors, some glue. Now I use Uhu glue. It says all-purpose adhesive. Now I don't know, I cannot attest to this, but I can attest to it being a very good tiny Santa hat adhesive. So highly recommend for all of your tiny Santa hat based projects. I also do require Pritt stick at one point and some paper and some card, but the paper and card is only for a very quick bit at the beginning, which we'll look at now. Step 2 of tiny Santa hat project is to make the little template you need for making the Santa hat. Now I said about templates and things earlier and how you know, rubbish it was that you required templates. This is the easiest template that I know how to template. It's literally this. You need a semicircle of card. This is all you need. Makes the cutting of the felt just a bit easier and keeps them a bit more regular. So if you need to make many Santa hats, it's easier. Make the 6.5 centimeter diameter circle out of paper, cut it in half, and stick half of it to some card. Or cut it straight out of card, I suppose, if you wanted to save some time. But if you're like me, do it with paper and then card, because I don't know. Reasons. Anyway, so you end up with a little semicircle template. Now, the important thing I want to express to you all is that this is, again, tiny Santa hats for pretty much a in-joke for me, that because I have a problem I now can't let go and now must do because I think it will be funny. It's not gonna be, it's gonna be so rubbish, but I think it's gonna be hilarious, so I have to do it. So I want to express to you now, this does not have to be perfect. Any sense of the word. I mean, look at this. Look at this wonky ass template. It's a bit wonky, it's a bit weird, and you know what? That doesn't matter, because we're just having a bit of fun, and you know, it can take like 10 minutes if necessary. And included in step 2, because it doesn't need its own step, because it's very easy. What you do is you draw around your red felt as many times as you require Santa hats, and you cut them out so that you end up with little red felt semicircles. Here's one I prepared earlier. Good old Blue Peter. Anywho, so yes, as I said, look, does not have to be exact science. That is wonky and weird down one side, and it doesn't. That's fine. It can be really wonky. As long as it's a rough semicircular shape, you will be fine. What you will also need is, out of your white felt, you need a sort of edge to the semicircle. Something like this. Roughly the same. This is where, you know, it's not an exact science, but, you know, roughly this sort of shape, so that you can affix it like that. That's what you're aiming for, is to be able to affix the white bit over the edge of the semicircle like that. And again, does not have to be exact, does not have to fit the ends at all. So you need as many of these and as many of these as you want Santa hats. Step 3 requires our oohoo glue, and you stick the white bit to the red bit, as I just showed you, like this. Here's one I prepared earlier. So you just stick it, and the oohoo glue is literally, you undo the glue, you squeeze the glue around the edge, you smoosh it on there, and then leave it for like a few minutes. It sticks really quick. It gets fucking everywhere. I have a piece of paper which I have to wipe the edge of, because it just goes everywhere. Do not wear any clothes you are emotionally invested in. You will get glue on them. So, you know, tuck all of your fancy clothes away. Hang them on a convenient hanger in the back of your room. Do not wear them. Anywho, so that is step 2. Stick as many Santa hats as you require. Stick the white bit onto the red bit like this. Okay? Okay. Step 4. It's nice and easy. Again, step 4. So we have our semicircle with our white bit around the edge. All you're going to need to do, I shall show you here first, to make it easy to see, is you just need to glue these two edges to each other. So when you fold the Santa hat in half, oh, tiny Santa hat. Now we can see it in motion. So yeah, there are a couple of ways of doing this. You can just affix the glue down one edge and then just stick them together like that, so it's flat. Or if you like, you can stick the glue on the front edge, that side, and kind of do a little crossover thing, so they kind of stick like a crossover way like that. It's a little pinched at the back, but again, doesn't matter. Does not matter. So either of these sticking methods work, and you end up with one I prepared earlier, something like this. So you can see at the back there how I have fixed the glue, stuck them together like that. And see, that's actually fairly sturdy. It's good stuff, good stuff. It's fairly sturdy there. And yeah, so you just do that and it looks fine. See? No, it looks okay. These are not gourmet Santa hats. These will not be appearing at the Santa Hat Parade Party 2017. These are not the Santa hats for, you know, perfectionists who wish for their amazing wedding to be adorned with tiny Santa hats because you're getting married at Christmas. I don't know. For those of us who keep investing in tiny projects and suddenly require a tiny Santa hat for a tiny in-joke, you know, and thus the quality of the Santa hat does not matter, this will suffice. This will be fine. Yes? Yes. Okay. So that's step 4. Was that step 4? I don't know. Okay, so step 5. Step 5? Yes, step 5 is the little bobble on the top of the Santa hat. Now, if you are a wise shopper and a clever shopper and not me, you will have gone and found tiny bobbles exactly the right size, so that all you need to do literally is put glue on the top of the hat and put bobble on top of glue. Simple. If you are me, you just buy the best thing that you can, which happens to be these little bobbles, which come with these little bobbles, this one is good, which come with little plastic tubes through the middle for stringing them on things for other projects which require that. And so you realise you don't need that, and that the bobbles are far too large, comically large. I mean, that is a comically large bobble for this hat. So you think, oh, that's fine. I will just simply take the thing out, which is fairly easy to do, and then I'll just take off a little bit, and then you're like, oh shit, this is too much. So you get your scissors and you cut it, and you think this is fine, and then it comes out like this, and you're like, ah, fuck, what the shit am I gonna do now? Improvise, motherfucker, that's what we're gonna do. So what you do, if you end up in this scenario, which hopefully you won't because you've watched this video and seen that you should buy appropriately sized tiny bobbles for your tiny Santa hats, but if you cannot for whatever reason, or your bobbles are not of enough consistency, what I do, because you know, you literally you glue your palm. You just put some glue on your palm like that. See, you glue your palm so it's all gluey, and then you take an appropriately sized bit of the fluff which you have got yourself, and you put it on the glue like this, and then you just roll it round in your palm like this, and you roll around until you get a tiny glue bubble of roughly the right size and shape for your desires. Okay, and then I think this bit we can probably do live on camera. We'll see how it goes. Change it, but you get your crazy Uhu glue and you wipe off the sticky crap that has accumulated since your last use, and you take your tiny Santa hat, and this bit's really fucking like easy. You just literally just put a bob of glue on the top, and you take your bobble, or it's still a bit sticky, you literally just stick it on the top there and just squeeze it a bit round the glue, and you hold it like that for a little bit. I've just realised I've stuck my fucking hand to my chin. I mean, like a minute, maybe 2. I don't know, I mean, judge these things. I can't give you everything. Off again, and there you have it. There is your tiny Santa hat for all your tiny Santa hat needs. I mean, it can be for anything. You could wear it as a little head thing. You could then, you know, stick it to a hair clip, and you could wear it. You could try and affix it somehow to a small pet. Do not use glue to affix it to your pet. Pets may dislike this and may bite you, and you would deserve it for trying to put a tiny Santa hat on your pet. You could put it on your glue stick for your craft projects, like so. Or you could do with it what I'm planning to do with it, which I'm not going to tell you, but you will see the results in later photos and videos should you follow me. It's Emily Dubious on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever. You will see my future tiny Santa hat projects and what I have in store for these tiny Santa hats. I hope that this has shown you how quick and easy it is to make a tiny Santa hat. If you do make a tiny Santa hat, please do take a photo of it on something adorable and send the photo to me. Either send it to me on Instagram or at me on Twitter. I have an Emily Dubious Twitter as well. Thank you very much for watching this sham of a video. Oh dear. Enjoy.